Welcome, welcome, welcome. This is Mother's Tarot, Loretta. How's everybody doing today? And I am also an experiencer. Um, this is video number 6. And the question being asked, what star are we from? Message from above. I am using the Star Lineage spread with the Galactic Heritage Cards. I've already pulled my cards a couple days ago, and I have read the meaning, and I'm going to do that today on the video. And the spread is 7 cards, but I have 8 here because I count the bottom of the deck, the unseen energies. I like adding that into it. So welcome, and thank you for my returning people, viewers, and new subscribers. Thank you. Old subscribers, thank you. Recent, thank you. Really appreciate you being here, and I hope you feel like you're learning something, especially from this video here. Even though I'm pulling the cards for myself, still this should be resonating. It'll resonate for some of you, some of what the cards are saying. So anyway, so that helps. Well, I know I'm being helped by this, so I'm pretty sure it's helping you also with the understanding of why we are who we are, what we are. I don't know. Okay, now I'm going to read the narrative. What star are we from? Message from above. And I pulled these cards on the 21st, and today's the 23rd. Galactic Heritage Cards are used to help us tap into our star lineage and karmic patterns, and also reveal lessons brought to Earth from the stars, and how these lessons can be used in our life on Earth now. A star lineage spread more accurately reflects what stellar influences are working with you now, in the moment you choose the cards. If you do readings often, the cards may change, but over time, you will notice a pattern that keeps emerging if you are working with the cards in a sincere way. This is a fluid system without fixed positional meanings because it represents the multidimensional and holographic nature of consciousness. Each card has a number, a civilization, a theme, and text that goes with it. The numbering order is based on the journey from unity to polarity through integration and back to unity. We have 21 different species and 108 cards in this deck, 4 timeline suits, past, present, future, and parallel. These cards are numbered based on the journey from unity to polarity and back to unity, reflecting a universal theme, that of a state of oneness, a fragmentation into individuality, and the process of integration back to the state of oneness. Thus, the cards in the lower numbers represent the earliest process of unity fragmenting into individuality, and the star consciousness who guides us. Early to mid-range numbers represent the physical civilizations. The higher number cards are the reintegration cards, representing a movement of energy from unity to polarity and then to reintegration. Card numbers later in the deck represent the integrative processes of our star family as it moved toward unity. Parallel cards refer to a certain era of that civilization on the card. Future cards are an era of mature civilizations, where our extraterrestrial guidance mostly comes from. These cards work with your intuition. Okay, so that's a little intro. It helps everybody understand more, I think, and myself too. I mean, I'm learning right along with everyone else. Now, the first card I pulled here is number 89, which is open contact. And then I pulled number 30. Okay, wait a minute. Let me finish this. 89, open contact, Pleiades in the future. Okay, and here I'll show you the card. There we go. And then followed by number 30, survival fears, Zeta Reticuli, past. Okay. Followed by number 54, new consciousness, Earth, present. Followed by number 10, energy transmission, Arcturus, parallel. I got a really great message off this card. I'll tell you about it when we get there. Followed by number 57, leap of faith, Orion, present. Followed by number 13, birth and expansion, Lyra, past. And the last card of the standard spread is saving humanity, number 43, Sirius, past. And then the unseen energies was card number 6, new paradigm, Andromeda, parallel. Okay. All right, so there we go. So now I'm going to start by reading our first card, my first card here, 89. I found some great insight in reading this. I hope you are also. If you've been here with me, thank you. If you're new, I have found great insight here. So, all right, here we go. Number 89, open contact. This card has to do with meeting an other, stepping onto common ground, into the unknown, and making a connection with a new entity or consciousness. It means facing your fears in order to do this, but experiencing transformation in the process. The future Pleiadians are committed to mentoring humans in this contact process, and their energy is here to assist you. It is also likely that this Pleiadian energy is a future life of yours, reaching out through time to support you. Or it could be a new channeling experience. Either way, it is time to open yourself for contact. Okay. See this? I'm not done reading. I've got to read the commentary. But this is speaking about the message I got here. And I'll share that with you when we get there too. So anyway, I thought that was really neat. All right. Commentary. This card connects with an evolved time stream of the Pleiadian civilization, in which they are focused on building relationships with other species. In the case of Earth, they are committed to preparing for the contact process and have been engaged in a contact program with humans for nearly a century. This is a natural part of the evolution of a planet. Earth will soon be entering the galactic community and is now being prepared. If this card came up in your reading, it may have many meanings depending on your circumstances. Perhaps you are well aware of your interests in or experiences with ET contact. If this is the case, this card is acknowledging that part of your commitment in this life. This card is acknowledging that part of your commitment in this life. It may also be acknowledging a connection you have with specific Pleiadian or other beings. If this is not the case for you, this contact card may instead be referring to a different kind of contact you are now experiencing. Perhaps with your higher self or with spirit guides. It may also be referring to opening contact with a previously hidden part of yourself. If you are unaware of this, start paying attention to the subtle cues around you. Quiet your mind and open yourself to guidance from the universe. Let yourself embrace an other and let that experience assist you in the realization that it is only a reflection of you. I found that very enlightening. Yes, I did. Okay, now number 30. And also, one thing I'm doing is I have put a tally sheet together, and I'll show you. I'm going to share this with you later on more in depth when after more readings are done. So I really get. See, what I did is I listed all of the cards. I did 108 of these, right? And their title, wisdom, what timeline. And I am tracking after I pull, every time I pull cards, I record them here. So I can see, what is coming up most for me. So anyway, I thought that's going to be very illuminating later on. Okay, now for the commentary. I'm still on mute. Okay, I haven't gotten there yet. All right. Second card, number 30. I thought I stopped in the middle. I didn't. All right, here we go. In the ancient days of Zeta Reticuli, their species nearly destroyed themselves due to high planetary toxicity and misuse of technology. This is the survival fears card. When they realized that their species was dying, they experienced the most primal of fears, that of no longer continuing as a species. These survival fears forced them to look deeply within and make drastic changes. The same is true in our lives. Often we don't make changes until we can clearly see that our old ways will only destroy us. By then, we have little chance of change. What part of your life needs to be changed? Begin the process now before it becomes too difficult. See, this is a repeater card for me. Survival fears. This is one of them. And that's why I'm tracking it to gain insight, knowledge. Okay, the commentary on this card. The saga of the Zetas is extremely important to humans, for they represent a possible timeline of Earth that could possibly destroy itself. Originally from the Vega colonies, the Zeta species created a very unbalanced society that focused on mental ability and technological advancement in the exclusion of nearly all else. This created an extremely toxic environment on their world, which caused sterility and a rapid declining planetary ecosystem. The cards from the three Zeta eras, past, present, and future, explore the depths of their despair and the transformation that saved their species. This card explores the deep emotional trauma that the Zetas experienced as they realized their species was dying. This card refers to the most primal of fears, that of survival. Humans experience this terror time and again. We only have to look at conditions on the planet to know that at any given moment, thousands are experiencing this fear. If you have pulled this card, look at it in the context of your life circumstances and the other cards. Perhaps the card is telling you to look at your own survival fears and learn to heal them. Perhaps it is telling you that you have a connection to the Zetas of this era and are helping them in some way. If you have no clear understanding of what this card means in the context of your life, use the theme in your meditations to see if you can gain deeper clarity. Working with this issue as a human is extremely powerful and can change your life because it can free you from the worry, fear, and anxiety that keep you stuck. You see what I read that? One of my, up until doing this, once I became familiar, I'm becoming familiar with the timelines and the other species and worlds and life, outside of this world, outside of planet Earth. I did not have a good feeling about Zeta Reticuli because they are directly tied to the abductions, you know, the stuff that people fear about other worlds. But I had to face what and look at what they were facing: extinction. And we were called to help them. We may not remember it because we come into this life with amnesia. So I had to come to terms with that about myself. And I had to forgive Zeta Reticuli, you know, because I had to forgive them. They were looking to survive as a species. And we, prior to coming to this world, have agreed to do that. And it is just, you know. So that's, for me, that's what this keeps coming up, keeps reminding me, you know, which, so they're helping me to evolve as a person, as a human. Okay, next we have card 54, number 54. New consciousness, Earth present. Okay, I'm going to read that one. There is a new consciousness being born on Earth right now. It has to do with the true nature of existence beyond belief, thought, or emotion. This new consciousness is sprouting from our beings, like a flower reaching towards the sun. But we often obstruct it by clinging to our distractions, such as opinion, drama, or blame. We must become the flower reaching towards the sun and value it above all else if we are to transform as a species. Take a few moments every day to visualize yourself as that flower reaching towards the sun. Let the sun nourish you and give you everything that you need. This card refers to the crucial time in which we live on Earth right now. A new consciousness is being born, but as it is doing so, the old is dying. In the prism of Lyra cosmology, it is referred to as a transition from third to fourth density. Again, we see the issue of polarity, this time of birth and death. This card can represent this process that is happening in the external reality. If you look at world events, it is easy to feel hopeless and mistake the death of an old structure as a negative sign. It is not. The energy of this card also refers to a process going on within you. A new consciousness is being born. And in order for it to come to fruition, old parts that no longer serve you are dying away. Take some time to acknowledge and thank these old parts of you that have been faithful companions and teachers, and do whatever you can to let them go. Do not mistake the death of situations that no longer serve you as being a failure on your part. Begin to focus more on the new birth that is happening within you and on earth. Once you begin to focus on this new paradigm, you will see the signs of this new birth more readily. If this card is in your reading, look to the other cards. There may be clues about what aspects of you are dying and what new births are just beginning. Okay, just as I was reading that, it came to me the message of Zeta Reticuli: stepping up, forgive them, help them, receive them. And this one I haven't read yet, but this one here, the Arcturus. There's a transformation for me going on. Okay, now we're at the number 10. It's the next card. Energy transmission, Arcturus. Let's see, these are absolutely speaking to me. Okay, now card number 10. Arcturus energy has guided humanity since its very early inception, but its guidance is subtle. It often guides through gentle energy transmission. Often this energy transmission comes through the healing arts, such as Reiki and other forms of hands-on healing. Because Arcturus polarities are totally balanced, it usually circumvents the mind with working with humans. If you pulled this card, then an Arcturus energy wishes to work through you. In a quiet space, open your palms and focus on the energy sensations there. Ask for a transmission. This energy is familiar to you from ancient times. Okay, this was new for me. I have begun practicing that, sitting, opening my palms, asking for transmission. Totally new for me. So, now for the commentary. Because the Arcturian energy is so pure in essence and so connected to our true state of being, it can assist us on the earth plane in many ways. It is often channeled through the hands-on healing techniques and without words, is transmitted from one human to another through love and touch. Again, this is one reason why it is such a profound component of midwifery. It is often the first energy channeled by new channels. Healing practitioners often get this card in their reading as a validation of their art. If you have received this card in your reading again, it is important to look at the peripheral circumstances to which it can be applied. It may be acknowledging your healing abilities or suggesting that you work on them more. It may be telling you that you are the recipient of a transmission from loving Arcturus consciousness. Go deep within to find what it is telling you. It could also be referring to channeling abilities that you have that can be expressed in many ways. In meditation, see if you can open yourself in receiving this transmission, and know that the transmission can come in words or through simple, pure, loving energy. As I was reading that, I was thinking of the many times without being aware of Arcturus and everything else that I've become aware of in the last year. I have done this since, I would say probably in my 30s is when I became aware of myself doing an energy transmission as they speak up, you know, try to help somebody. Um, or, there need some kind of message wasn't being conveyed as needed, and I was using telepathy as a tool. Of course, there was no one to talk to about this, not in my world then. So I share this with you now. Anyway, that's what I got out of that. That's what I wanted to share with you. All right, the next card is number 57, Leap of Faith, Orient Present. Now, this is a repeater for me also. Repeater card. Okay. For thousands of years, humans have been used to living with the mindset of polarity. We continually label things as good or bad. If we don't know how to label something, we feel confused or insecure. But now that it is time to integrate polarity and transform as a species, we must take a leap of faith, jumping off the cliff into the unknown, to a realm where labels like that don't exist. We must learn to simply be with things as they are, without the addiction to labeling them. As we do this, our consciousness transforms and we heal, once and for all, the old wounds from our Orient heritage. This card connects to an era of Orient history when they were healing millennia of polarity, which is similar to what is happening on Earth today. When a species or a person lives in polarity for a long time, it becomes used to how a polarized reality looks and feels. Anything new is frightening, and the ego is frightened of the unknown. But if we don't walk into the unknown, we stay stuck. So it becomes essential that we take a leap of faith when we can't see our destination clearly. The Orients had to do this in ancient times, and humanity will have to do it as well. Take a look at the text for card 55. Okay. Should I look at that? Which one is he talking about? Let me see. Fusion and Magic is card 55. And I think I pulled that. It was in the first or second video. Okay. Unexpected and miraculous transformations that we cannot anticipate with the logical minds are possible. If this card comes up in your reading, take a look at the other cards to see if they illuminate the theme more clearly for you. Also, take a look at your life circumstances now. Do you need to trust more and take a leap of faith about something, even if you cannot see the outcome? If you feel deep within yourself and trust your intuition, you will always know when it is time to take that leap of faith. Sometimes fear can be used as a gauge. A high degree of fear about a leap of faith might be a sign that the leap is what needs to occur, to move you to the next step in your evolution. Yeah. I was just talking to somebody recently about this. Yeah. This leap of faith. When we get that feeling of fear, we need to do our best to step into it, at least in a small part, in some small way, step into it. Maybe you can't take all of it, but try to take just a little bit of it, and it will help transform that into courage. Now, our next card is Birth and Expansion, number 13, Lara Past. And I know this is a repeater for me also. Another repeating card. Okay. Here we go. As the Lyran civilization grew, it unleashed a tremendous amount of creative energy. There was so much excitement to build this new civilization and expand into the galaxy. It was a time of optimism, enthusiasm, and creative experimentation. This card reminds you of that ancient time that you were a part of, and it encourages you to once again find that creative spark within you. Don't be afraid of your creativity. There were times when you were punished for it, but that reality has passed. It's time to release the karmic pattern of fearing your creativity and trust the universe to support it. See, this card's showing up because it's absolutely true for me. My creativity was shut down young and throughout my adult life. So it's coming out now. Hello. Okay, here's a commentary. Because this refers to the time period of Lyra's past pioneering spirit, and their commitment and enthusiasm to build the physical reality that they desired, a masculine trait. You might think this is a card that represents a focus on masculine energy. Isn't necessarily true. It refers even more deeply to the creative process of the Lyrans, which, when used in a healthy way, was a very balanced expression. Creativity can be used for service or for selfishness. In their journey to mature as a species, the Lyrans used this creativity in both ways, and they learned the lessons of selfishness when they made unconscious, self-serving choices. Just like children or teenagers learn about the results of their choices, so did the Lyrans. If you have this card in your reading, look at the surrounding cards. If there is a theme of several cards that warn of ego traps, pay attention to those hidden desires for your creative process. If the cards have a theme of nurturing your creative process or spiritual development, then you are encouraged to trust your creative process and take risks with it, even if you don't know where it will lead. Absolutely, because this is like doing this video. This Galactic Heritage Cards, Star Lineage spread. I got no idea, but I like it. Now that I'm 6 videos in, I love it, actually. Next card. 43, Saving Humanity, Serious Past. That's a heavy title in itself, Saving Humanity. Okay, this is a new card showing up for me, I think. 43. Here we go. In the early Earth days, the Syrians had positive intentions to protect humans and make sure that they evolved without interference. However, they became a bit obsessive about saving the human race, and many humans who were once Syrians still carry this karmic pattern today. It is time for this pattern to be released. Know that no one person can save humanity or another person. We all play a vital role in Earth's transformation. The universe works through us. All we need to do is stay open, release the need to force change, and be living examples of the Creator in every step we take. See, that's something I got to work on all the time. Because I see something that needs to be saved and I want to save it. Yeah. Okay, the commentary. The serious cards from this era speak to the deep karmic issues of the Syrians when they were young species. They had major obstacles to surmount before they could mature as a species. The cards from this era specifically refer to a time in Earth's past when Syrians were on Earth, often working together with Palladians to assist in the upliftment of humanity through genetic projects, spiritual education, and protection from what they felt were negative influences working against humanity. In the Bible, I believe they call that the principalities of darkness. Sorry. Continuing on. While they did perform many services for the protection of new humans, they created karma and took millennia to heal. That took millennia to heal. Some humans today who were incarnate at that time as Syrians still carry this habitual pattern of trying to save others rather than looking at themselves. If this card came up in your reading, it could mean many things. It could mean that you were incarnate at this time in Earth's past as a Syrian or as a human and had to deal with these issues, and you most likely have not yet fully healed them. It could also mean that you, as a human in this life now, have the tendency to try to fix things or save people instead of focusing on your own personal evolution. Look to the other cards. Often, if there are other serious cards, it signals a very ancient connection to this species. Pay attention to their lessons and see how they can be applied to your life on Earth now. Yeah, I do deal with that. I want to fix things. I do. But I can't. I just can help myself evolve along. So that's what we're doing here. Okay, this is the unseen influence of this read. New paradigm, Andromeda, parallel. Okay, put that there. Number 6. Here we go. Every culture adheres to a specific paradigm of reality. Earth's paradigm has to do with polarity. The Andromedan paradigm is about experiencing the unexpected and being in a constant state of change. When we are in foreign terrain where we don't know the rules, we have to use our inner compasses to navigate. We all have one, but few know how to use it. This card tells you that change is coming, both to your planet and to your individual life. Learn now how to operate in a foreign paradigm by accessing that inner compass. Your evolution can be not only painless, but joyful. See, that's what I'm hoping for. That's what I'm working for. Commentary. The commentaries for... Okay, this is the one. All right. The commentaries for cards 3, 4, and 5 will help you understand of how to apply the wisdom for this card, because the information provides insight into the nature of Andromedan consciousness, in contrast to the challenges of life as a human being. Once we have made progress in acknowledging and living on our true nature, a fluid state of integration in constant change and evolution, the natural result is the creation of a new paradigm. This is one of the reasons for turmoil on Earth now. The evolutionary directive for growth is conflicting with the habitual fears of change. That kind of conflict creates a circumstance in which it seems that nothing on a societal or planetary level can move forward. Progress becomes stuck. While this may be happening on Earth now, it may also be happening within you. When you stop resisting change and always seeking safety, you create a new, empowered paradigm through which you can live your life. This personal paradigm shift greatly affects the mass consciousness field of Earth and fosters a planetary paradigm shift as well. I thought that's a very important sentence there. But first, you have to walk into the unknown with the only map that matters, the one that comes from within you. The Andromedan consciousness is always supporting you. Their energy gently guides and encourages a profound personal and planetary shift in consciousness based on the pure, fluid nature of consciousness itself. Okay, now this referred us back to 3 different cards. And when I read this the first time, it includes 4 different cards, starting with card 2, which is titled Pulse of Life, Galactic Core Parallel. So I'm going to read this because I had to read it in order to catch up and understand this new paradigm thing. While creation spans an infinite number of galaxies and states of consciousness, this card represents the energy of our home galaxy. At the center of any galaxy, the core acts like a metronome, almost like a heartbeat, that guides the piece of evolution of all the consciousness in that particular galaxy. The Maya and other ancient civilizations understood this great role played by the galactic core and were able to interpret this pulse through their advanced calendar system that described the process of evolution from separation back into unity. Everyone is attuned to this metronome, but only some can feel it. In the year 2012, our solar system crossed over the galactic disk, beginning a new 13,000-year cycle of evolution. We are now able to access a whole new energy that facilitates integration and evolution during this new cycle. Some have also called this the rising of the cosmic feminine. If this card has come up in your reading, then it is either acknowledging your innate connection to this galactic pulse, or it is encouraging you to begin developing it. When you do this, the cosmic plan unfolds within you, and it becomes so much easier to connect with the higher self and flow with the natural current of your life instead of trying to manipulate events with the ego personality. Connecting with this energy brings a tremendous sense of peace and stillness and truly facilitates your journey back home. Okay, then we are led into card 3, Change, Andromeda, Parallel. It may seem odd that the energy of a galaxy outside of ours is being utilized in this deck. The reason for this is that you can see yourself more clearly when there is a contrasting idea that can serve as a comparison. The energy of the Andromeda galaxy provides this contrast to help us to see ourselves more clearly. Within the template for experience in our reality lies the issue of polarity. This is a primary theme we must explore on our way back to wholeness. In addition, we have a tendency to like things to stay the same so that we can feel safe and secure. This part of our nature is based on ego need, and until we transcend that need, we will always stay stuck. Living in the Andromedan reality requires us to create an anchor to reality in our own consciousness rather than in the outside world. This is an important concept that actually has to do with how humans will eventually master space travel. It is also profoundly connected to spiritual awakening. Thus, Andromedians act as masters and guides for our evolution, teaching us to move from polarity and the fear of change to integration and the embracing of the changing nature of reality. If this card appears in your spread, look closely at your relationship to change. Are you addicted to it or do you fear it? Perhaps it is time to forge a new relationship with one of the only constants of life, change. Boy, howdy, huh? That's for sure. That leads us to number four, the card number four, which is confusion. In order to understand this card, you must understand the concepts explained for card three, which we just read. The idea of constant change is actually embraced and understood by Andromedans because they see the fear of change as being connected to the state of attachment. Attachment to things, ideas, or ways of being can deeply hinder awakening and growth. Thus, the Andromedan reality reflects these principles. When we walk down the street, we see a consistent reality that seemingly doesn't change. But in the Andromedan reality, which is more aligned with the true state of pure consciousness, reality changes constantly as a reflection of the observer. This is true for humans also, but we haven't yet understood this fact. If people cannot or will not embrace change and create a safe harbor or anchor in their own consciousness rather than in the external world, they will experience a profound confusion and fear when reality inevitably changes and they feel lost. They then become distracted by the phenomena, positive or negative, of the manifested 3D world. It is like a compass that has stopped working. They lose touch with their inner sense of direction and focus. This card is speaking about that state. If it comes up in your reading, it is usually a warning to not succumb to this trap of physical reality and to examine your life to see where you have accepted illusion as truth. Once again, there are many Andromedan guides and masters who can assist in this process. Okay, and that leads us to the next card, which goes along with card New Paradigm. Card 5 is fluidity. The commentary reads, to understand the concepts of the Andromedan reality. Okay, I just did that. It's recommended you read the commentaries for cards 2, 3, and 4. 5. Okay. Of particular importance is to remember one reason why the Andromedans are our teachers, because they offer a contrasting reflection in which we can see ourselves, particularly regarding the human qualities of rigidity, resistance, and attachment. Continuing with the theme of what the Andromedans have to teach us, this card speaks to the results of embracing change, letting go of confusion, and remembering our natural state of fluidity. This inner quality is extremely important because when we incarnate into more dense realities like Earth 3D, we will experience a greater degree of suffering if we do not remember our true fluid nature. If this card appears in your reading, look at the other cards surrounding it to see how it can be applied. Perhaps it is acknowledging this part of your nature, or maybe it is challenging you to find your fluidity as a way to end your suffering. In any case, as planet Earth goes through its transition, the quality of fluidity in our consciousness becomes an essential skill that will serve to carry us into new paradigms of being. Without fluidity, we will simply be forever stuck in the old, recycling and the belief patterns that hindered evolution. The natural state of consciousness is fluidity. Let yourself tap into that truth and know that the Andromedan consciousness is there to assist when needed. I'm so sorry for messing their name up. So anyway, that's the big takeaway for today. Embrace change. Find your fluidity and flow with it. You know. So this. Yeah, we are in a new paradigm. We are in it. So I hope this. I hope we found something beneficial in this reading. I know I did. And I thank you so very much for being here. I really appreciate you. And I hope you made it to the end. Okay. I love you all. Take very good care of yourself. This is Loretta, Mother's Tarot, signing off for now. And I will see you in the next video. I love you all. Take really good care of yourself. Bye for now.